Hi, Miss Smith. My name is Nicole. I'll be your dietitian today. It's really good to see you again since our last visit.
Good to see you.
Thanks. How are you doing?
I'm really having a lot of struggles with this medication and taking it the way I'm supposed to. I just don't understand why I have to take it on an empty stomach. And I'm hungry in the morning. I get up, I'm tired, I'm hungry. Sometimes I don't even think about the medication, and I've already eaten. So sometimes I take the medication anyway, and I'm like, well, I just don't understand why it has to be on an empty stomach.
Okay, so at our last visit, your doctor had prescribed you on the levothyroxine for your thyroid, and you're feeling like it's almost overwhelming to have to remember to take it, and nobody's really taken the time to explain to you why it's important to space out your food from your medication. And so I get that. It can be really challenging when you're kind of left in the dark, but you're also not feeling great. So I understand. What would be the hardest part that you've experienced out of those struggles? If you had to really categorize what is making it the most challenging to take your medication, what would that be?
Just the weight, because I'm ready to eat in the morning. I don't want to wait. So.
Okay. And, you say you haven't been feeling too great, but in this moment, how important is it to you to get your thyroid in order?
Well, it's pretty important, I guess, to get it, straight, but the medication has just been a struggle.
Yeah, I understand that. And so when your doctor or the bottle tells you, wait 30 minutes before you have anything to eat, you might often wonder why, as you said. And typically, when medications specify that we're supposed to wait 30 minutes, it would be because our medication and our food can compete for absorption, meaning that if we take them at the same time, the nutrients and the products from the food would absorb into our body, and that would leave our medication often not absorbed as well or binded how it's supposed to be. And that's why they would recommend waiting the 30 minutes. It can be challenging, but in the end it does, improve the absorption, which would also help improve your thyroid, possibly. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah, it's still hard for me to do.
Okay, and I understand. Are you open to any suggestions that I might have into how we can make it a little easier?
Sure.
Okay, so you mentioned in the morning that you're really too hungry and it's hard to wait. What if we placed our medication on our nightstand, and right when we woke up in the morning, turn off our alarm, take our medication, then we can continue getting ready for the day, doing what we need to do, and perhaps the 30 minutes might have passed by and you'd be ready to eat. Does that sound possible?
It's just still a struggle. I just don't see myself, for one, remembering, and then for two, it's just like I'm rushing to get out the door. I'm not even thinking about medication and eating and all of that. I just have to eat and get out the door.
Okay.
Too busy.
So that feels still too overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what if we did it in the evening? So what time do you usually eat dinner?
5:30, maybe 6.
And what time would you say you're usually going to bed?
Probably by 9:30 or 10.
Okay, so what if we tried in the evening, and after you eat, if you prefer an evening snack or dinner, but whatever your last meal of the day is, try and make that about 2 to 3 hours before bed if you can, and take your levothyroxine right before bed. That way you won't have to worry so much in the morning. Maybe the evenings are a little more calm, and you've eaten your last meal of the day, but you still have some time before bed. So that gives time for your stomach to digest, and you would be able to take it on an empty stomach, but in the evening. Does that sound a little bit more doable?
Yeah, I could probably try that.
And then in terms of remembering, we could possibly even set an alarm on our phone to remind us. Maybe If the waiting 2 to 3 hours is too long, you could set a timer after your last meal of the day, 2 to 3 hours, or an alarm to remind you right before bed for taking your medication as well. How about that? Does that sound a little more feasible?
That sounds like it might work.
Okay. Well, since we are running short on time, I just want to kind of summarize what we discussed. We discussed how taking our medication can feel very challenging and overwhelming in a busy life. Sometimes we might not understand why we have to wait for it. Our food before eating our food, or why we have to take it in the first place. But we discussed, absorption and digestion and why it is important to wait. And then we also came up with our goal of shifting taking our medication to the evening, and, eating our last meal 2 to 3 hours and then taking that medication at bedtime. So it might relieve some stress from the morning and just make it easier to take it more regularly. If those sound good to you, I'd like to see you again maybe in 1 to 2 weeks just to follow up and see how these changes have been.
Okay.
We can discuss what's been easy, what's been hard, and maybe make some tweaks and adjustments if need be.
Okay.
Okay, so that sounds like a plan.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
We'll get you scheduled up and we'll see you in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.